What's up, guys? I'm Sean. You're watching Island Gentry, and today I wanted to talk to you guys about my experience in overcoming anxiety. Now, you can see I'm relaxed here. This is a nice stress-free environment, just chilling out on my couch. Kind of wanted to just talk to you guys, from the heart, unedited, and share my experience and hopefully help some of you guys out there. So anxiety, is something that we all have, but a lot of times, there can be people, including myself, that experience abnormally high levels of anxiety. And I noticed it really badly when, I finished college or whatnot. And my mom she used to worry a lot. She still does, really. She used to worry a lot when I was younger, and I kind of just picked up on that. And man, I would be worrying as a kid. Like, if my mom wasn't the first, second, or third car to pick me up from school, I'd be in tears. Like, where's mom? And so I'm not really surprised that, I have anxiety as an adult. But I've had some tough learning experiences, and I think I've managed to get the anxiety under control where it's not disrupting my life anymore. Anxiety is important. It's that whole flight or fight response mechanism where if we face a real fear, that anxiety, that feeling kicks in to let us know we have to do something to survive, right? We either have to fight whatever the problem is or run from it. And so the anxiety is important for that reason, but it becomes a problem when our mind is signaling to make us feel anxious when there's no real threat. So I've got my computer here just for a couple of notes, and I'm just gonna, run through them, right? Why not? Help you guys take care of that anxiety, because if you leave it untreated, it can actually get worse. It could start to affect, your relationships, your work, your home environment, your self-confidence. So it's not fun, and especially when you have panic attacks where you feel like, the world's closing in on you and you're losing your mind. All symptoms of anxiety. It got so bad where I was like going to the hospital thinking something was wrong with me, but it was elevated levels of stress and anxiety. And so I figured, I needed to do something about this. So I've created or compiled, I should say, just the benefits of not editing a video, right? Can't come up with the right word. Anyway, I've compiled a list, 10 things that I've done that have helped me overcome anxiety, and I want to share them with you. Okay, the first one is to acknowledge that you're experiencing anxiety. So in order for you to know that, hey, I'm actually experiencing high levels of anxiety, particularly if you're having physical symptoms, you got to go see a GP or doctor and have them run tests. You may even need to see a psychologist, and here is where they're going to be like, okay, it's not anything physical related, so that it's something to do with your mental health. And from there, if the diagnosis is, hey, you've got generalized anxiety disorder, then you have to acknowledge that. That's the first step. But you want to rule out all of the medical conditions first, just to make sure. So that was the first step that I took. The second was I approached the anxiety with the right attitude. And what I mean by that is I tried to block out the negativity when, I heard things about anxiety, or something was wrong with me, or, oh, I have to be fixed, or, why do you have anxiety? You have a job and, you're not struggling with 5 kids and a mortgage. Anxiety is experienced differently, by everyone. And approaching it with the right attitude is going to help you, deal with and overcome that anxiety, because it allows you to focus on the work that you need to do. So, if you're always listening to those negative opinions from outside, how are you gonna focus on overcoming the negative thoughts that you're having, because those negative thoughts are going to be generated from your environment, right? So that's the second thing. You want to block out that negativity. The third thing is you need to reach out. Now, you need to talk to people. I spoke to my parents about it. I spoke to friends. I went to see a psychotherapist, Tom Gibbons, over at Transitions here in Bermuda. I'll link down to Tom's website. He has a lot of great stuff on, anxiety, and I'll talk a little bit more about that later. So yeah, you got to reach out to people. Use your support system. That's really important. Man, that played a huge role in me overcoming my anxiety. Because it's like, all right, now you realize, hey, I'm not the only one struggling with this, and you can kind of, get not opinions, but you can get a perspective from people that may help you. Okay, so reach out to someone. Go talk to a counselor or a therapist. Fourth tip I have is to develop anti-anxiety skills and techniques. So that's a lot of the times what you're going to learn in therapy. And one of the main skills I learned is something called cognitive behavioral therapy, or CBT. Basically what that is it's a way for you to approach anxiety with a constructive kind of resolution approach. So it's a practical approach. So you're not like just experiencing anxiety and trying to forget that you even have it. CBT is a proven technique that has been used for many years, and it'd be something I encourage you guys to do some research on. I'll put another link to Tom's website, who talks about CBT and how it's used in therapy, which I think you guys will find very useful, so check that out. The fifth tip is practice meditation and mindfulness. Now, I actually did a video on this a while ago, so I'll link that down in the description, where I talk about 3 benefits of meditation and mindfulness. That's really going to keep you present. That's going to help you develop those tools that I was talking about, and just it allows you to take a break, at least allows your mind to take a break from all of the thoughts and everything, all the anxiety that's going on, and just helps you remain in the present. And that's really effective. Number 6 is consider herbal remedies and other supplements. So things like magnesium supplements. Magnesium is a mineral that actually helps you to relax. So people use it for stress and anxiety. People use it for sleep. Another herbal remedy is something like a lavender or like a chamomile tea. Particularly when you're feeling really anxious, this is gonna help you to relax. I know chamomile is also another one of those, like melatonin can help you sleep. But try out some of these herbs just to help, bring down that overall stress level, bring down that anxiety level. Number 7 is you gotta exercise often, guys. 3 to 4 times a week. You wanna be getting out there, lifting some weights, doing cardio, maybe do a mix of both, to get that to get your endorphins going, to get that stress out. That's gonna help bring down the anxiety and help you be able to use those tools to bring it down even more. But if you're stressed, man, exercise, guys. It's a huge part of dealing with anxiety. 8 is develop a practical schedule. So when you have a schedule, you need to fill it up, and basically you want to keep yourself busy. You want to keep your mind occupied on something, because when you become idle and not doing a whole lot, that's when your mind tends to start racing and those negative thoughts start coming into your thoughts and your mind, and it's like you can't escape them. But when you keep yourself busy, that helps you to stay focused on something, helps you to stay productive. And that's why having a practical schedule can help achieve that. Number 9 is don't be afraid. By the way, there's 10 of these, so I'm almost done. But don't be afraid to take anti-anxiety medication. Now, I know a lot of people out there figure, oh, there's a stigma and that's not gonna work, it's just gonna make it worse. Well, the thing about anti-anxiety or any medication that you take, really, particularly for mental health, is it's gonna take time for you maybe to figure out which is the right one for you, which is the right dosage. So that's why working with your GP or your psychologist or psychiatrist can help you figure that out. And once you're on the right dosage, normally it takes a little while for it to, build up in your system and to become really effective. So don't be deterred if you take a medication and it doesn't work within the first few days or a week. Give it a chance, keep in communication with your doctor. Anti-anxiety medication is a really big help for those with severe anxiety, because what it does is it brings the anxiety levels down and helps you work on developing tools to deal with the anxiety while you're not so stressed. Because if you're too anxious, you're not going to want to work on yourself, right? And so they say, psychotherapy combined with anti-anxiety medication is a great recipe to overcome anxiety. And the last tip I have is use a journal. Write down your thoughts, write down your feelings. Notice when you have a feeling that you write down what the thought is and whether there's any trends there. This will help you determine what thoughts you're having, how they make you feel, and kind of understand that your thoughts have a huge impact on the way you feel, and not all the time are your thoughts an accurate depiction of reality. So sometimes, like for example, when I was really anxious, I had physical symptoms and I used to have heart palpitations. Well, I used to think I was having a heart attack, but I wasn't. It was just the anxiety creating that physiological symptom. But the thought was heart attack, which wasn't right. That was inaccurate. So that would be really helpful to get some of that stuff out, and it's a form of therapy, using a journal, guys. Okay, that's my 10 tips. That's the 10 ways. I mean, I've probably done a few other things, but these are the main ways that I still use today. But, especially in my 20s and my late 20s, these are the things that I really had to practice often in order to overcome anxiety. And it's possible, guys. Don't just say, I have anxiety, it's gonna be anxious for the rest of my life. Hell no. You guys can do this. If I did it, you can. Now, that's it for me, guys. Like I said, for more information on anxiety and the different techniques, I'll link down to my therapist, Tom Gibbons, his website. So check that out. And, I'd love to hear from you guys. Let me know down below in the comments, if you have anxiety and how maybe you overcome anxiety. What are some of the tips and tricks you use on a daily basis? So let me know, guys. And hey, if you found this video useful, drop me a like. And until next time, take care of yourselves. And yeah, I'll see you on the bounce.